We got the four of us doing it we're each going to take turns taking picks. We got Andrew, we got Jackson, we got Ryan, and we got me. It should be one player every 4 picks. Obviously, there's teams that don't have picks in the first round and double pick up, so then that will kind of go out of the order. We're going to start here with Chicago. We're also doing 2 rounds. If anyone else wants to do intros, say what teams are doing, say what they want to do, we can do that now, and then we'll just start the draft.
I think we get to start.
All right. Yep, Chicago Bears are on the clock.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback out of USC. Jesus, USC.
Right. I think that's the obvious. If you picked anyone else, we'd have to restart. We would have to restart this video, honestly.
Yeah, Jackson, you lost your
he's by far the best player in the draft. Yeah. Andrew Luck and T. Law higher than him. Other than that, I would put him as the third best QB prospect in the last 15 years. All right, now we have the Washington Commanders on the clock. I'm gonna go. Imagine. Who has Washington?
I do. And
all right, you guys are on the clock.
For the second pick, I'm going to take Jayden Daniels for the Washington Commanders.
All right. Jayden Daniels, quarterback at LSU. A lot of big rumors that he's going there. A lot of people think it's a better scheme fit with Cliff. No. Marvin. Oh.
You gotta go back to that.
We got Marvin Harrison Jr. on the board. We have the best. Go back to which one?
My pick.
Okay. We can just explain them then. Go through them.
Yeah. I took Jayden Daniels.
Yep. And then Ryan, just go over who you drafted.
The Patriots draft Drake May at number 3.
Yep. You're just going Drake May. If you're Arizona, you're thinking if someone goes Marvin Harrison before you, you think about trading out of it. But these guys were winning games once Kyler Murray came back, and you just give him the best receiving prospect of all time. You go Marvin Harrison Jr. pretty quickly. The Chargers are on the clock now. I think that's you, Jackson.
Yes, it is. And I'm looking.
This is a trade down spot that a lot of people think. Oh.
With the 5th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Malik Nabers out of LSU.
Yep, they
his vertical stretch and his production after losing Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, they got to take a receiver here more than anything. Yeah. Given Justin Herbert a versatile threat, nonetheless, because he dominated in college.
I guess the biggest thing to think about there is they have so many holes, so maybe you trade down. They, I think, would be the best option to trade down because of their holes, but it's still a really good pick for the Chargers. Giants are on the clock. Andrew? That's you, I think?
No.
Ryan Skill.
They have some capital in the 4th round, so.
Yeah. Ryan Skill, you are.
Oh, I didn't know I was the Giants. Okay.
Who did I give the Giants then to? Did I not give anyone the Giants?
I think I'll take the Giants. I think I was. So
New England, Denver, Steelers, Baltimore, you're the Giants.
Okay, yeah. I think with the number 6 pick, after Malik Nabers just gets taken, I think it's pretty obvious now. The pick is Rome Odunze out of Washington.
Rome Odunze, 3 straight wide receivers after 3 straight quarterbacks. Tennessee.
Interesting.
Tennessee looks like they're in the easiest ship in this pick and deliver it, but let's see what Tennessee goes. Who is Tennessee? Andrew, you want to be Tennessee? I accidentally gave you 7 teams also.
Okay.
I think it makes sense for your Tennessee. I think that's how the line would go, right? Yeah, because it's been everyone back to like all in order. So Andrew, you can be Tennessee now. All right. Yep, I think from this perspective, Tennessee's got doing right now. We can look at go up here, scroll up. We can look at currently what it is. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, 3 straight quarterbacks, followed by 3 straight receivers. So the draft really opens up now. I think a lot of other positions are going to get drafted.
Mhm.
The over/under for this draft is actually 7.5. Offensive linemen in the first round, which I think is really high. 5.5 receivers, 5.5 quarterbacks. There are 3 betting lines for those higher positions. 3.5 edges, I think. 4.5 corners. I guess the corner there for that betting line is if Kool-Aid goes in the first round, because I think there's 4 other shoo-ins at corner in the first round.
I'm gonna go with Joel.
All right.
I'm gonna need him.
Offensive tackle standout, generational tackle. In most people's opinions, Jackson, tell us why you don't think Joe Alt is a generational tackle.
Because he has the side-to-side movement down to a T, so he will get some of those bigger defensive ends in front of him, but he cannot laterally move as fast. So if he goes against, say, the Eagles, he's going to have a hard time playing against them all the time because of Nolan Smith and hell, I think Hassan Reddick is still on there.
Jet.
He's a Jet now?
Yeah, he got traded to the Jets.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They signed Bryce Huff though, so
yeah. Well, just everybody. I mean, even the Jets or the Giants even.
Andrew.
Yeah, what's up?
11 and 23 for 8 and 43 to get Minnesota up to that quarterback for JJ McCarthy.
Or 1 and 11.
For Atlanta's 8 and 43. 11 and 23 for 8 and 43. They move up.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Can I point out that we have some guest stars?
Who are the guest stars?
Evan and John Long just joined.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
What up?
Just campaigning for my election right now with John.
All right.
Hello. I'm here.
11 and 23 traded for 8 and 43. Atlanta is now on the clock.
All right. I think LeBron's gonna win this one.
What is this?
The Ronster.
Yo.
The Ronster.
What is this multiversal fucking?
This
is going on
into a
right now?
shit show
What
real
is
quick.
what's Ace's streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, Jelly's taking an important phone call right about. Oh, he hung up.
All right,
he's putting
Andrew.
the mic back on.
Alrighty.
Welcome back, Jelly.
Sorry,
Alright,
I had my
Andrew.
dad called me.
Who
I
you
secured
got
a job.
Minnesota going, Andrew?
Oh, job
Minnesota
secured.
with JJ McCarthy.
Minnesota trades up 3 picks. Goes JJ McCarthy. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
So
That's you, Jackson, right?
the Buffalo. Well, actually, no, never mind.
What is
I
going
forgot.
on?
Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
you
They
can't-
called. They called earlier, but they forgot.
Recorded.
About to say, I don't know if you do that trade up with no receivers on the board, Jackson.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think you
don't
trade
do
Buffalo
that.
to pick 9 to
Hold
go
on,
get
hold on.
what?
Wait.
You go Brock Bowers, you go tight
I
end.
just closed out all of my freaking teams. Crap.
Well,
Give me a second.
That's a noob mistake right there.
I'm still on the clock. Shut up.
mhm.
You better hurry up.
Hey, it was a shit show for about 2 minutes, and then it Everyone left. Chicago Bears are sitting here with every single defensive player left on the
Which-
board.
Which players were taken?
The top 4 quarterbacks, Joe Alt, and the top 3 receivers.
Oh, so in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Brock Powers, Georgia.
Bowers.
Bowers. You know what I fucking meant. I took too much German
I wasn't
today.
correcting you. I was just going to keep talking. Blue chip generational tight end. The only reason he isn't going top 5, I think, is because how Kyle Pitts failed as a top 5 tight end. Because Brock Bowers is a way better prospect, I think, than Kyle Pitts. Brock Bowers is a 3-time, 3 years in a row, he was the best tight end in college football. The Chicago Bears are going to have a top 5 offense in the league with this.
Because with his reliable blocking ability on the line and in space, you have he's a literal chess piece in an offensive freaking mind. I mean, with Kyle Pitts, he was slim, but he can move people. But with this man, you got everything going for you here on this pick. With what, Cole Kmet too, right?
Yeah,
So a double tight end set right there with all of these freaking wide receivers that they got now in Chicago.
All right. Now we got the New York Jets on the clock.
So with this pick, I really did do that new mistake. Oh my god. The Jets, as being the Jets, will stretch and take cornerback Terrion Arnold out of Alabama.
Corner? Terrion Arnold.
Wow.
Yes. They stretch and take him and out of all the other players. They want a big corner.
The Jets already
up.
have the best corner duo in the league. DJ Reed is a top 15 corner also.
That is a Jets move, I will tell you.
The Jets, Talise Fawanga, I think. Atlanta Falcons are on the board now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That is Andrew with Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
I really needed my freaking...
I'm going to want Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner, defensive end, Alabama. Probably, I think, highest upside on this team is this team. Oh, Dallas Turner. Oh, I realized one of my mistakes, Andrew. I gave me Atlanta, and then I gave me the Falcons, and you Atlanta. I gave you the Falcons and me Atlanta. That's fine. We're drafting together. Let's say, because I made the trade with you for Atlanta and Minnesota. And then I'm like, wait, he's drafting now.
I also forgot about DJ Reed for a second, so we're just gonna might need to restart that.
Ryan, Denver Broncos are on the clock.
All right, the Denver Broncos are a very interesting team because just earlier today, they actually made a very interesting trade for Zach Wilson.
I mean,
I don't quite know what their quarterback situation is going to be, if they're going to draft one later or not. I don't think they're drafting one right now. So I think what they're going to do with this pick is they're going to take Byron Murphy out of Texas.
Byron Murphy, defensive tackle, probably not great for the Raiders. I think they would love to get Byron Murphy, pair him right in that stacked O-line, really play this smash mouth football that the Raiders want to. You're sitting here with the Raiders now, and Bo Nix is on the board, but how much better is Bo Nix going to be than Gardner Minshew? Realistically, I don't think you go quarterback here. You just drafted a DN last year, and you also have one. You can go O-line, but I think right here you go for a team that desperately needs corner, and who right now is the Jacksonville Jaguars? Because I think they'd want to jump the Colts and the Saints. I might end up being trading with myself. I am trading with myself.
Get your wish.
So the Raiders, there's nothing the Raiders need here. Pressing 17 and 48 to Jacksonville. And then I'm going to do 13, 112, 148. I think that's fair. They get first and a second, and then they get trade up 4 spots. They get a 4th and a 5th. I'm going to force trade this. Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock. They're going to go Quinion Mitchell. Quinion Mitchell is someone I think that's going to be really good for them. They need a corner. You do need to help Trevor Lawrence also, but I think you're not going to win games without a corner in Jacksonville. This class is deep enough that you can get a 3rd-round pick receiver and be fine with it, especially with the extra 4th and 5th. Probably get 1 or 2 of those in those rounds, and one of those guys will be a top 2 receiver, I think, for Trevor Lawrence. New Orleans Saints are on the clock now.
The Saints will take Latu out of UCLA.
Laiatu Latu. He is the most polished, most NFL-ready defensive end on the clock. He might not be the highest ceiling, but he is someone that I believe will start and will be an impact now. I think he has a high chance for Rookie of the Year just because of the way his production is going to be, especially when you put him on that defense next to Cam Jordan with Demario Davis there. I think that's a great fit for him. I think he will instantly succeed if he goes to the New Orleans Saints. The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock.
Okay, I think the Colts were going to be between 2 players, but one that was just taken 2 picks ago
Yep.
is now off the board. So I think now they're going to go with the generational tight end prospect in Brock Bowers out of Georgia.
Brock Bowers
was
got
already
picked
picked.
10 picks ago.
He was? Where?
Yes.
Where the fuck have you been?
He got
Where?
picked. The Bears.
He got picked
He went
with
to
the Bears.
Chicago.
I thought the
He went
Bears
to
got.
Chicago.
Oh, who the hell is that? Hold on. Show me corners. What corners are left?
Hold up. Let's just show you this, Ryan.
Okay, yeah.
Who's picked 9?
I see that now.
I
see it
am.
now.
I was
I
picked
thought they
9.
picked Dallas Turner.
Cooper
That's
DeJean
a-
is on the board.
They're not taking
Um,
Cooper DeJean.
Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
Want to look at
that's-
receivers?
all these would be a
AD
reach.
Mitchell.
You know what?
Will be a reach?
Actually, no. The Colts, since Brock Bowers and Quinion Mitchell are off the board, they will now take Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU.
Wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. He is someone that I personally don't love.
You don't, but a lot of people do.
He's a freak athlete and he can catch anything that comes to him. But the guy only schemes open. Like, he's running across zones. I don't know. The entire focus was on Malik Neighbors. Here, I mean, he's probably the number 2, maybe even the number 3, depending on how good Josh Downs did. Josh Downs had a great season last year. Alex Pierce. Adding him would be a really good receiving core. I think his biggest problem is if he goes to a team like Buffalo and is immediately expected to be the number 1, which is something he's never been in his career. I think that's where Brian Thomas Jr. faces problems. So I think the Colts are actually a good fit. Ryan, you're also Seattle.
Oh, okay. What do they need? Oh, you know what? Show me what O linemen are left. So I think
All
they
of
go
them.
O lineman with this pick.
All of them. One
Okay.
lineman's been drafted so far.
Oh, it's
Done.
between those top. It's between those top 3 right now. I think they go Troy Fatano out of Washington.
I agree. Troy Fatano to Washington. Someone that can play all positions because Seattle can move him to right guard or left or right or left tackle or guard, depending on how everyone files out. Seattle does have that left side down pretty solid. He's someone that's played the right side in his career. With Fuaga, you're getting a purely a run blocker right now. With Fashanu, you're getting the best pass rusher in this class, but I think it's a really good balance with Troy Fatanu. The Raiders are now on the clock. I am the Raiders. We just traded down, and the guy I would have selected is still here. The Raiders go Jerzon Newton. I accidentally showed all of his stats on my bed. We just draft him. Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. This is, I think, a really good scenario for him. If the board falls like this, they have plenty of options to go, especially at the tackle position. Who is the
They
Bengals?
will take Fuaga out of Oregon State.
Elise Fuwanga going the blocking tackle over the pass rush tackle. Let's see if he dies. This is not a great pick for the Rams. You have both Jerzon Newton and you have Byron Murphy off the board. You would think they'd want to get the Aaron Donald replacement here. Will not happen in the first round unless they do a massive reach. That's probably something they try to go for a pick 32 or pick 52 now. And who has the Rams?
I have
The Rams. Andrew has the Rams.
I was gonna go Latu. Who else is in that position that's available right now?
Jared Verse. Jared Verse, Chop Robinson. Where is he? Adiza Isaac. Adiza Isaac and Chop are like 38-40 range though. I think Chop Robinson's underrated, but Adiza Isaac.
I'll go with Jared Verse.
All right, Jared Verse, defensive end, Florida State. Another great way to try to supplement from losing Aaron Donald is by adding
Oh,
bless you, super high
you.
ceiling defensive end, someone that can really go after the quarterback, someone who before this offseason and even like few weeks before, I'd say October, November would have been a top 10 pick in this draft. Didn't have the best of off season, didn't have the best of last few weeks. I think Jared Verse, in my opinion, is my defensive end number 1. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers now on the clock here.
I
That
think
is
I'm the Steelers.
Ryan, you are the Steelers. There's quite a few picks that I would enjoy here for the Steelers. Steelers
I think
worked out nicely for them.
the positional pick for the Steelers is an offensive tackle. And I think
Offensive tackle, there's plenty of
of the
them to go
ones-
along with.
of the ones available, it's definitely one of those 3.
Which one?
I'm gonna say they go. I'm gonna say they go. J.C. Latham.
J.C. Latham out of Alabama. Pick here. This would be an interesting thing. So if they were to go Amarius Mims, they would pair Amarius Mims back with their former teammate Broderick Jones, who they drafted last season. But we have a really like massive defensive tackle prospect, offensive tackle, high upside, great feel, great aggressiveness in J.C. Latham. Miami's on the board. This is a mess of a team, I think. I do believe I am selecting for Miami. Who is selecting for the Dolphins? I am selecting for the Dolphins. Honestly, there are so many holes in this team. You got to think. Who are the Chiefs? Andrew, what would you trade it for the Chiefs to get a receiver like A.D. Mitchell? Or the Bills? I'll take offers from the Chiefs and the Bills to trade
Bills
up.
Bills don't need to trade up for that.
Okay.
The Bills also just are not the team to trade up. I feel like.
To begin with, if anything, they'll trade back and get more capital and take 2 in the second round.
All right. And you
We'll
want
take
to
a bomb.
Baltimore or the Chiefs want to trade up for Adonai Mitchell?
That's yeah, I'll do that. For,
Maybe even Carolina wants the receiver?
I'll do that for Kansas City.
I think there's a few teams here that would want Adonai Mitchell. Probably a few teams have him as their wide receiver for. Kansas City pick 32.
What do you want?
2 and 64 for 21 and a third round pick. 21 and a third round pick next year is what you get for 32, 64. I'll tack in 158. So it's first and second rounder for this season. The Chiefs get third round pick next year, fifth round this year, and pick 21. I feel like no, it's 10
Yeah.
picks down. I'd probably say this is better. Third round pick. Your first, third, and fifth for 21 to move up 11 spots. I think that's probably. I don't think a first and a second's worth it. Would you do that?
What's the third round pick? Or the last pick? you
Pick
said?
95. 32, 95. Yeah, basically. 32, 95, 159 to trade up to 21.
Ah,
Did you do that, Andrew?
Yeah.
All right. And then I'm imagining you're going a Donnie Mitchell wide receiver.
Yep.
Right? Donnie Mitchell, wide receiver, goes to Kansas City, and he's probably just going to be the greatest receiver of all time. This is going to have 4 rookie years of Patrick Mahomes. And Donnie Mitchell just has, like, I don't know. He demands the ball, and he commands the ball. He's this ball-dominant receiver. He's one of the best third and fourth down receivers in the league, and he's good in the end zone. Like, I don't know what more you can expect from a guy. There's all these random rumors about him that, like, oh, when his glucose levels are too high, he goes crazy or something like that. But I don't care if he has diabetes or something. Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock after I talked
they
about
will take
Donnie Mitchell's.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean still here. I think that's a walk in the park for them. They immediately pushed that pick down. Great pick for them. Doing the Philadelphia thing, just always drafting the best player on the board. Atlanta's on the clock again. Andrew, I'll draft for Atlanta this time since we both put down Atlanta.
Okay.
First pick, they went Dallas Turner. Second pick, they're good. Second pick, Andrew, you fine with them going Nate Wiggins, the corner? I think that's their. I'm gonna just shoot that in because I also put
Yeah.
Atlanta. Nate Wiggins, corner. They address.
Who's Dallas?
Who is Dallas? They address their 2 biggest needs. They get out of that. They get 2 first-round picks out of that trade. Who is Dallas?
Actually, never mind. I'll wait.
I'm
Who's
Dallas.
Draft a quarterback.
I think the Cowboys are realistically going to take a tackle. Oh yeah, you have it on the screen. Yeah, I
so
think
let's say 3 best players on the board are all tackles.
yeah, I think I think they just take the best player on the board. I think they just take Fashanu
Fashanu?
or Fashanu, however you say his name.
Fotnu already got drafted. They're 2 different players, Ryan. Fotnu and Fashanu.
No, I said Fashanu.
Oh, you said Fashanu. Fashanu gets drafted. This is the fall that some people are thinking for Fashanu. Happens in this mock draft. Small hands, great pass blocker, not a great run blocker. Dallas doesn't have a running back, so they're probably not going to be running the ball much. So having a guy that can only pass block is fine for Dallas. Green Bay Packers are on the clock.
Green Bay, what do you want for 25 from the Eagles?
Whoa, where are the Eagles coming from, Jackson?
What? From the bottom of the second round?
What to say? There's not much you're going to want.
And what do
You're
they
gonna-
want?
They would need to be like
Green
What do they
Bay,
want,
Green
Nate
Bay.
Wiggins?
What do you want? Who's Green Bay? Who's Green
I
Bay?
am.
Who is Green Bay?
I am Jackson.
Ryan, Andrew, you're the Packers.
The Packers. What are you saucing up to me?
This guy is trying to trade up from 22.
Eagles will give you pick 50, pick 53, 172, and another second round pick the year after.
50.
Oh, that's a haul.
Yeah, click everything you
All
want.
right.
For this pick.
Okay, so for
Yeah, all right, you took too long.
what do you want?
Jackson.
I literally said click everything
Okay,
you want.
I'll give you the 50, pick.
Wait, I'm listening to him.
Pick 25.
50, 120, not 53. For pick 50, pick 120, and a second round next year.
feel like you'd rather just have 2 firsts this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
This year's class is way better than next year's.
If you want to give me a 120 and
I'd take a first next year, obviously.
yeah.
I don't to move up 25 picks.
I'll give
gonna be-
you
If you want to give me 50,
I'll give you
in the first
50.
round for next year.
50 and a first.
50 and a
50 and a
first.
first.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
50 and a
With
first.
the 25th overall pick, the Eagles have traded up for the 25th pick to take Jackson Powers Johnson.
Whoa! They replace Kelsey that quick.
Whoa.
They get the generational center. They get Cooper DeJean and Jackson Powers Johnson. I know it costs a first-round pick next year and their second, but
They
if
want to
I'm
win
Philly,
now.
If I'm
They
Philly,
wanna
I'm fine
win
with
now.
that. Honestly, if I'm the Eagles, you just got your center and you Cooper DeJean. I mean, it's kind of what it's worth, right?
The Packers are young enough. Right?
Sir.
They want to win now. They want to replace Kelsey with a really good center. Tampa Bay Bucks on the clock. I am Tampa. Any of these teams that want a quarterback that just want to get Bo Nix, Michael Penix, you get your 5th-year option. You get 5 years with them instead of 4. Any of these teams that want a quarterback. Who would want a quarterback?
Ooh.
Oakland. I'm Oakland, but team like Oakland, I'll trade with a team like Denver. Jackson, does Denver want to trade back up into the first?
I'm Denver.
No, I'm Denver.
I
Ryan,
was about to
We
say.
could.
Denver want to trade
Denver
back?
could.
Oh, Denver doesn't have a second-round pick because they traded for Sean Payton. Never mind.
Never
Forgot
mind.
about that.
Screw that.
Imagine not having a second-round pick because you traded a first-round and a second-round pick for a coach.
Boss that team.
So we have, you guys aren't getting a quarterback now, Ryan, and Zach Wilson's your starting quarterback going into the
Zach
season.
Wilson is. I think that realistically they might just like roll with Zach Wilson this year, even if he's
way.
complete
They
shit.
literally
and then
traded a
they just
sixth-round
tank and then
pick
get one
for.
next year.
They
Oh
didn't-
wait, isn't the
Who you
quarterback
draft?
draft, like,
Shador
bad next
Sanders?
year? Oh
It's-
yeah, you're right. The
It's a
Broncos
big
are just
Shador.
just fucked.
Well, the Broncos have to. That's the thing. The Broncos have to go QB in the first round, or it's over for them. Or they go like Michael Pratt in the 4th. I think we'll just stay put here then. Tampa. We're gonna go Graham Barton here. We're gonna draft him as a guard. We're gonna hope eventually he goes into a tackle. Right now, we don't need a tackle. We do need that guard. Graham Barton's gonna play really well in that guard position, though. Arizona's on the clock. I'm on the clock again. First round, we went to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. And I honestly think you want Kyler Murray to be the best he can be. You really want Kyler Murray to be that good? Is this too rich of a pick? Give me Troy Franklin. Let's go 2
You
receivers in a row.
fucker! I
Let's
hate
go
you.
2 receivers in a row.
That's stupid. You ass. You
Let's
ass.
go
God.
2 receivers in a row. We'll give Kyler Murray. If they go Troy Franklin and Marvin Harrison Jr., they have a top 15 receiving core in the league, or a top 15 receiving duo.
Just smacks the
Alright.
Bills there.
All right. Well, shit. Huh.
Because the other guy I would have taken for Arizona, I think has a chance of being on the board still at 35. Because who's the next best? I don't want Lat McConkey.
All right,
No.
Giants. What do you want? What are the picks for the Giants?
Who's the Giants?
I am.
Oh, the trade for
Sure.
quarterback. Yeah, they're
What
going to
are
be
we?
one of those teams. They pick
And then the Bills
47.
trade down.
In the latest mock, I
okay.
did that actually. Bills traded with the Giants actually. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Troy Franklin was going to be the guy just sitting there. But if you want to do, I'll give you 28 for 47th, first round next year. Just that clean, and I'll give you 4th, clean slate.
Yeah, we can run that.
All right, send
All
it.
right, the Giants.
And then the Giants at this pick take Bo Nix.
The Giants, who are probably gonna have a top 5 pick next year, just gave it to the Bills for Bo Nix.
God, please let that happen in real life.
The Detroit Lions are on the clock. This is a fun team to draft for. They don't have a whole lot of holes, so they're just a good team. So honestly, Detroit's just got to draft a dog.
Was Chop taken already?
Chop Robinson was not selected.
Alright.
You want to go Chop Robinson?
Yep.
Chop Robinson is a guy that I feel like is just a Dan Campbell guy. A guy that just feels like would just fit in Detroit. I think that's a great pick for Detroit. I love picking Chop Robinson for Detroit. Baltimore Ravens are on the clock. Who is Baltimore?
I hate you, Ace. I was literally gonna pick Troy Franklin too.
Someone got
Even
it?
though he
One of
wouldn't,
other
he
people.
probably wouldn't work as a first.
Yeah,
Ryan, you want Baltimore?
I'm Baltimore.
Yeah.
God, what are they even? I feel like they don't really have many holes either.
I
Besides
genuinely think Arizona, like if you're Arizona and your receiving core is so bad and you want to let Kyler Murray win, right? He's a $40 million player, so you won't be able to pay receivers. Keep drafting him.
Bro, Marv and Troy Franklin would go so hard.
Exactly. Like if you're an Arizona fan, are you mad at that? You're not mad at
No.
that. If you're an Arizona,
No, I'd be
Those are
Seattle
ecstatic.
would be pissed.
who'd be pissed?
Seattle.
No, we have Tariq
Because they-
Woolen and we have Spoon and Woolen.
And Witherspoon,
Spoon
yeah.
and Reek. Spoon and Reek.
But
cover
what's
them.
your safety? What's your safety sitch right now?
Julian Love is our only safety on the roster. We're trying to make Kobe Bryant play safety.
Well, yeah. So they probably draft in a safety in the second.
Seattle doesn't have a second round pick. They traded for Leonard Williams last year, and then they gave him they gave him way too much money this offseason.
Exactly.
Baltimore.
All right. I feel like the Baltimore doesn't have too many like holes, but I think at this pick they'd probably take Amarius Mims this week.
Marius Mims, someone that's fallen down
Fallen
pretty
from
far.
grace.
A guy that doesn't have to start right now if you don't want to. This Ravens team is good enough to let him sit. He is very raw, but has a ton of traits. I think sitting might even be the best thing for him to do, and then just come back and be really good. The San Francisco Giants. San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. This is not baseball. 49ers are on the clock. That is me. I am the 49ers. And with the 49ers, again, 5th-year option for your quarterback, Mr. Michael Penix Jr. I am also the Raiders. And I think the Raiders have ties with some of these guys. Their biggest ties are Jaden Daniels, but I still think they do very much want a quarterback. They're going to go into this round. They have 2 picks nearly back-to-back, 44 and 48 to Arizona. I assume, do you guys think that's enough? 44 for 31 and then like 124, 132. This fair? 44, 48, 31, 124, 132. Sound fair since I'm trading with myself? All right. Raiders are on the clock. They get that 5th-year option. They get their quarterback. They get Michael Penix Jr. back half of the first round. After trading down earlier in the draft, they trade back up. Miami Dolphins are on the clock now, and
Hey, wait.
what?
Jets will trade you DJ Reed.
I'm not trading with my. Why? Yeah, sure. Actually, why would you trade me DJ Reed? We're division rivals. Why would you give me? Our secondary is not that bad though. I think I'd rather stay put.
DJ
DJ
Reed in the
Reed's a
fourth.
guy coming into his year, like he's 30 years old around, probably 28, 29. He's halfway through his
DJ
second
Reed in his
contract.
third.
Why would you do a division rival trade?
Oh, my battery's about to die in this.
And what?
My laptop.
Just charge it while you're talking.
Michaela has the everything. She's working over there. I can't do that. Say yes or no to the trade.
No.
All right.
I'm not trading
never
in
mind.
division. I'm not trading in division.
Division? You mean conference?
In division. The
Division?
NFC,
East.
the AFC East is the Dolphins, the Jets, the Patriots, and the Bills. It is in division.
Oh yeah, you're right. I thought you were the Chiefs. Never mind. Just don't judge me. It's 10 o'clock.
This is the guy that I think should be drafted way higher. Not wrong position. There's a
Here, I'll
rumor he
be
goes in the first round, and I think he will. The Miami Dolphins select Patrick Paul, tackle out of Houston, at pick 32. Panthers are on the clock now.
I'll
Patrick
be
Paul.
right
The Patrick
back.
Paul rumors are true. If someone drafting, do you want them to draft for you? We're definitely drafting for him. What team? Who's the Panthers?
I think I might be the Panthers. Let me check. I am the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What receivers are on the board right now? I think that's like a desperate need right now. I think Lad McConkey might be the pick.
Lad McConkey,
Yeah,
Carolina
I'll
Panthers.
take Lad McConkey.
Patriots are on the clock. That is that also you, Ryan? That is. Patriots.
Oh, who do they name?
Mm,
I don't even.
offense. You need receivers
Receiver.
also.
Another receiver. Yep.
Who?
I
Who we
can't.
liking?
There's a couple guys I could see. I'm thinking between Keon Coleman and Xavier Worthy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they go Keon Coleman.
Well, he's a bust. New England, yeah, they're not
I
going to do
mean,
anything. With
anybody
him.
who goes to New England will probably be bust, unfortunately.
Yep, just like Drake
Oh, wow.
May. Cardinals back on the clock. Cardinals just double dipped at receiver, and the player I wanted was still here. Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think that was a good move. I sat there and I waited for Kool-Aid to come to me. So if going up for him, I got Troy Franklin. Commanders on the clock. What?
That's also a bust.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah. He
Kool-Aid-
can't do anything against big receivers.
At pick 35, Kool-Aid's fine.
Take him
I don't
more in
mind
the
taking the
40s.
I don't know. Jackson, you're on the clock.
I'm not the Commanders.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, you Washington? Oh, yeah. Basically, have 2 picks back to back here. You went quarterback your first pick. You got the rest of the world your oyster right here. You just went quarterback. So,
We want Kingsley.
whoa. I gotta type this one out, I think. Kingsley Sunamatea, tackle out of BYU. Yeah, PFF has him really low. I think he's a top 40 player, definitely. Chargers are on the clock. They just went Malik Neighbors earlier in this draft, so
Yes, sir. With
Really
this
good.
pick, they take. Oh, what's his name? Oh God, Michigan running back. Blake Corum, Michigan.
Whoa, Blake Corum finds himself at pick
They
37.
will.
Jim Harbaugh drafts his guy.
Yes,
Harbaugh
sir.
drafts his guy. A lot of mock drafts where they don't go receiver here, you see them going Roman Wilson, but they went receiver. So we have Blake Corum at pick 37. First running back off the board is definitely not the one people think it is, but since it's the Chargers, it makes sense for the Chargers. Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
I got the Titans for pick
38.
38.
Who'd they go first
I'm
round?
gonna go.
Yeah. I just want to see who they won the first round. I forgot. First round, yet they want Joe Alt. Forgot. I don't know how I forget Joe Alt. Joe Alt's like
I'm gonna
the
take
guy everyone has him picking.
pick 38. Yeah, I'm gonna take Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy, speedster wide receiver. You put him alongside Calvin Ridley, and you put him alongside DeAndre Hopkins. You just solidified your left tackle. If Will Levis is the guy, this is his year. He's got deep threats. He's got big body receivers. He's got the O-line. You got 2 running backs. This is an all-in season for that quarterback. If you go that pick right there, Xavier Worthy. Carolina's on the clock. They just drafted receiver in the first round. They want Ladd McConkey. They're pick 39 now. Ryan, that's you.
Who's up? The
Panthers.
Panthers again?
Yeah, it's from the they traded Brian Burns to the Giants. This is their Brian Burns pick.
Who are the offensive tackles on the board?
Offensive tackles on the board.
Don't they need
Jordan
O-line?
Morgan, Tyler Guyton. What'd you say?
Don't they need O-line?
I would. They put a lot of money into the O-line this offseason. They already have their 2 tackles. I'd say Taylor Moton and NC State tackle 2022. Why am I forgetting his name? Hold on. Just want to remember it. Well, Taylor Moton. We know what Taylor Moton. Oh my God.
Morgan or something like that.
No, Akeem Ekwonu.
Yeah.
Ike Ekwonu's getting better, I'd say.
I actually think
And then they just put a ton of money into their guards. You hope that
Actually
Austin Corbett's going to play center this season.
they're probably going to try to replace Brian Burns.
Mm. Yeah, they lost
So-
Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, and Frankie Louvu this offseason on defense. They're
So who is
I can go to tackle. I can go to defensive ends. I can show you who I think is the best because I do not think it's Adiza Isaac. I think
Yeah.
the best defensive ends are Jonah Ellis, Braswell, and Marshawn Nealand. I don't like Adiza Isaac. I think he was clearly number 2 compared to Chad Robinson.
Yeah. I think we'll say they go Marshawn Freeland.
Marshawn
Or
Nealand,
Nealand. I mean,
39 of Carolina. Washington's on the board again. Washington just drafted Kingsley Sunamateo. They went Jaden Daniels earlier in this draft. They got new head coach from
Discussion going, Xavier.
Xavier Legette. Is it what going Legette? I think Legette is worth it this pick. You going Xavier Legette here? Mm-hmm. Got a wide receiver Xavier Legette going to Carolina. We're gonna team him up with my God. My mind is just blanking so bad. Man. Well, Packers on the board. My brain's just not functioning right now.
What's Graham Barton's position again?
Graham Barton is a tackle that got drafted at pick
Yeah.
20 something.
Oh,
Graham Barton is a tackle, though.
What are
He's
the-
offensive tackle. Offensive tackles. Jordan Morgan, Tyler Guyton, Blake Fisher, I think, is the third best. Kieran and John Majija, blah blah blah. Dominic Pooney, Roger. I'm just scrolling down. If you want to look at interior offensive lineman, Zach Frazier, Zach Frazier still on the board. He could play guard also. Christian Haynes. Terry McLaurin. I don't know why I couldn't remember Terry McLaurin.
I go with Jordan.
All right, Jordan Morgan. Certified starter, someone who's played a ton of games. I'd say definitely a much bigger factor to start immediately over Tyler Guyton, who's on the board. I think Tyler Guyton is someone that would definitely need to rest, and I think it's a good pick. Houston's on the board. For some reason, PFF still has their top need as wide receiver because they haven't upgraded their needs since they traded for Stephon Diggs. So I don't think their need is receiver at all, but for some reason,
Don't you dare take what I'm thinking about right now.
PFF says receiver. Am I Houston? I don't think I am.
Don't you dare.
I am Houston.
I know exactly who I want for some of these teams. You take him, I'm gonna murder
Honestly, he's fallen. Peyton Wilson.
or
he's a
her.
good player. Actually, I don't think he's my top linebacker. I don't know why I went there. I think my top linebacker is Edrin Cooper. And then Tommy Eichenberg, I really like him. But we got a dog. Minnesota's on the board now. Minnesota's at pick 43. This is from their
Who'd you
trade.
take?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
take Cooper with this.
I just selected Peyton Wilson. Cooper Jr. is taken.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Oh, thank God.
Probably go with his position. Though.
Do you want Mike Sanders still? He is exclusively he's like a really, really good slot prospect, but I don't see him playing anything but the slot. They'd probably want more outside, right?
Yeah.
All right, so which one do you want? They're all close enough to each other. They're Rakestraw, TJ Tampa, and Kamari Lassiter. All right, Ennis Rakestraw Jr. to Minnesota. The Niners are on the clock after trading out of the first round. 49ers have two picks really close to each other. They traded out of the first round so the Raiders can draft Michael Penix. Niners sitting here with these two picks basically back to back. I think Zach Frazier is the pick here. You try to push him to guard. He can play center guard. He can play any of those positions. I think that's just a good look for them. It's someone who can be like a offensive lineman cornerstone for the next 10 years. Now we have the New Orleans Saints on the clock.
They need a lot on the back end.
Yeah.
Oof.
Their roster's kind of a whole bunch of mid. I do like the Jared Verse pick they got. I think the Jared Verse was a good pick earlier.
Yeah.
They got Verse, right? Pretty sure they got Jared Verse.
No. The Saints picked I forgot who I picked. Go up.
Latu, my bad.
So they got the end. They'll pair up with Braden Fisk, Florida State.
Braden Fisk. Someone that I am not very high on. Freak athlete. Small
It's a
hands.
Saints pick.
Less productive than he should have been in college. True. They did draft what was that? Peyton Wilson? Is that this year's Peyton Turner, my bad. Peyton Turner, linebacker, Ohio State. He was pick 90 on some people's boards. Went in the first round. That is a Saints pick. Saints, I feel like, do draft a lot of upside guys that just don't have much upside at the end of the day. Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock. Ooh.
I think since the Colts didn't go secondary in the first round, I think they either go with safety or corner in this round.
Which one do they go, Rand?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't
Uh,
do it.
I think they go Tyler Newman, the best safety.
I'm gonna
Tyler
fucking
Newman,
do it.
safety. Bills on the clock.
All right.
After trading down. Yeah.
Crap. Let me find them. I have my big board. I'll find it.
There's
Bills are
Steelers on the board.
taking Javon Bullard.
Javon Bullard. Safety. Georgia. Back to back. I think those guys are. I think Javon Bullard's a better safety than Tyler Newman, for being honest. There are some questionable things on this PFF big board. Giants. Not Giants. Jaguars. Basically back to back. They just drafted Zach Frazier. With all these Brandon Ayuk rumors, you start to think maybe you want to go quarterback here, a wide receiver here. Or maybe you want to trade Brandon Ayuk right now. Is anyone interested in Brandon Ayuk? I don't think he's worth a first round pick. Or maybe you want to trade Brandon Ayuk right now.
Ayuk's not worth a first round pick.
Is anyone
He's
interested
gonna
in
have a
Brandon
1 year
Ayuk?
contract.
I don't think he's worth
You're
a
gonna have
first
to
round
sign
pick.
him full
Oh
contract.
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
think
maybe
or
it's
maybe you
next
want to trade Brandon
as a
Ayuk right now.
talent, it's not worth a maybe.
He's not Tyreek Hill.
I said
Anyone-
Burns on my thing. What's that? But yeah, maybe
Anyone
you're
want
right.
him?
Oh,
Brandon Ayuk.
eh. How many seconds do the Bill? I know I have another second for the Bills. Who's San Fran taking though?
Depends if they trade Ayuk.
Oof. What do the Bills have for picks right now? I know I traded.
I'll show you what I'll do. Second, Minnesota second for next year. So you get the Diggs second from next year, next year's fourth, and pick 60 for Brandon Ayuk.
One more time.
This year's second, Minnesota second from next year's fourth. 2 seconds and a fourth for Brandon Ayuk.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
All right. Brandon Ayuk, you are now a Bill. The 49ers, Mr. Ricky Pearsall, you're now a 49er. Bengals are on the clock.
Ooh. 1 second. I'm looking.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, we're not going with the Oklahoma kid. Bengals are keeping T. Ooh. Dense. They still have Reader, or did Reader leave?
DJ Reader, I'm pretty sure they still have DJ Reader.
Okay.
I can look it up. Did he go to Chicago? No, he is LA.
Okay.
Bengal, right? Yeah, he's. He's out Detroit.
Bengals to take. Oh, he got
Reader's in
Detroit.
What this says.
Gotcha. Hold on. Then I'll go back down to Chris Jenkins, Michigan.
Chris Jenkins, D tackle, Michigan, Cincinnati. Packers are on the clock. Am I the Packers? Okay.
Because after picking like Jonah Williams, because the Oklahoma kid is raw as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a solid tackle, but he ain't like he's another kind of Jonah Williams kind of guy, where he's not gonna. If you have a team that's it's not gonna work out for them.
Oh yeah, the Packers traded out. The Packers
yeah.
traded their
Packers
pick and got a first round pick next year. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Packers first pick of the draft, pick 50. Still, you got 2 firsts next year, so you're fine with it.
Who's left for offensive line?
Offensive lineman, Tyler Guyton's on the board. He's definitely the best prospect. He's super raw, though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
ADP's 32. You're sitting here at 50.
Yeah, we're gonna take him.
Hi, Andrew
Tyler-
Brook.
Tyler Guyton, tackle. Oklahoma. Steelers are on the clock.
Oh God, the
Steelers.
Steelers. Who are they?
Steelers went in the first round.
Their
Casey
defense
Latham,
is fine.
tackle Alabama.
I don't think they take another on.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
where you
it's
look
a
at might be
secondary.
receiver because
Oh,
they
receiver,
did.
maybe. Yeah,
They traded Deontay Johnson,
yeah.
so now it's just
Is there any receiver that like is comparable to Deontay Johnson that they would want, or do they just take like the best one available?
I mean, they probably would just take the best one. You just wouldn't want a clone of freaking what's his name, George Pickens, which doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no. I'll say they go Jalen Polk. from
Jalen
Washington.
Polk, wide receiver, Washington, pick 51 of the Steelers.
Oh my
The Rams
God, you're picking every.
The Rams are on the clock now. The Rams in the first round went Jared Verse.
Yeah. We're gonna make is Mike
Mike Sanderstill?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Sanderstill's right here. Mike Sanderstill, corner, Michigan. Philadelphia's on the clock after their quite good first round, getting Jackson Powers Johnson and Cooper DeJean. On the clock again. Don't have a first round pick next year. I have a really good first round pick this year, though. Really good first round this year. Jackson, you're on the clock.
Oof. Oh yeah. I'll take Ennis Rakestraw Jr. out of Missouri.
Rakestraw Jr. got selected. You already went corner, Jackson.
You take 2 because I know who are their corners?
No way.
Both their corners are old as balls. But
No way you go two.
they're not taking edge. They're not taking anything defensive line. I know they just traded. Well, they just traded away. Crap, I don't know who's on my board right now.
Take a linebacker.
They already have decent receivers.
Go
That's what I
linebacker.
was thinking. But
You can go Edrin Cooper.
Was-
Edrin Cooper's still on the board.
that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, I just had to find them. Yeah, I'll
Edrin
take
Cooper?
Cooper.
Edrin Cooper,
Yeah,
linebacker, Texas A&M. I'd compare him
Browns
to
are
Peyton
on the
Wilson.
clock.
Browns, first pick of the draft. This is what you get for trading for Deshaun Watson.
Now,
Who has
got
them?
Am I the Browns?
Peyton Wilson. I'm the Browns. It was Peyton Wilson already taken.
Peyton Wilson was picked like 20 picks ago.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Who's their center?
What centers are we going to draft anyways?
Is Zach Frazier still on the board?
Zach Frazier went to the 49ers at like pick 40.
Sorry, I'm totally paying attention. They're not taking any. Jenkins already won. Ooh. Who's on the other side of Myles Garrett?
Put up.
I don't think it's Quentin. Donnie went to Baltimore.
Who did?
Take yeah, it's Chris Braswell still on the board.
I think so. I'm just checking this now. Yeah, they got to Darius Smith.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, I'll take Chris Braswell at this pick.
Mm.
How about Alabama?
Yep. Chris Braswell, the end. Nice rotational piece for when Zadarius Smith gets older. I think it's a solid pick. Miami's on the clock.
No.
Position. They shouldn't pay their quarterback. That's for sure. I don't. Tua's gonna command 40 million, and with the way the league is structured, they're probably gonna give it to him, and that's gonna like really, really hurt them. The Dolphins. You want Patrick Paul with this pick when you trade with Kansas City? I don't know what you'd want here. This pick is via themselves, I guess. Oh, their third round pick got taken away from them, not their second. That's why I was confused. You want Patrick Paul here. Do you think Spencer Rattler? Like there's a little bit if you want. Maybe we go quarterback here. Probably not, but like I know it says they need a tight end, but there's no way they draft a weapon with their offensive line needs and their defensive needs. But I'm gonna take the risk on potentially a top 30 player in this draft. T'Vondre Sweat. Sure. He has the DUI recently. He had all those party problems which stopped him from breaking out until his fourth season. He's massive. Like, you don't teach 6'4", 362. He's that good. He's worth the risk. Dolphins need to take risks when they're in this position. They're a team that probably wants to win now because if they pick Tua, they're not going to win. Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Is there a running back worth taking this high?
Yes.
There is?
Jonathan Brooks. I think he's pretty good.
I think they probably just take him then. They literally have no running backs.
Jonathan Brooks of Dallas. Tampa Bay. I am Tampa Bay, I think. I am Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. I don't remember who I picked. Tampa Bay selected Graham Barton to play anywhere in the offensive line. I really like Kamari Lassiter. I think he is much higher than this puts him at. I think he's higher than TJ Tampa, definitely. He's probably a top 45 player, not a top 55. Kamari Lassiter, cornerback, Georgia. Packers are on the clock again. Packers recently selected
Yeah. Who's on
Tyler Guyton.
Who's up for linebackers? Still. Probably things up.
Linebackers. Junior Colson. You want Junior Colson?
Yeah.
Junior Colson, pick 71. Someone who,
Big boy out of me.
yeah, I think he's getting overshadowed just because of how good this Michigan team was. A lot of these Michigan defenders are only being slotted as third or fourth rounders. Best defense in college football. I think a lot of these guys are going to project higher in the league than they are
Ricky
now. Just
Pearsall
because
still on the board?
Ricky Parashall got drafted like.
Okay, yeah, okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Hold on, I gotta find him.
How did
He
he
went
get?
somewhere. He went somewhere. 49ers drafted Ricky Parashall.
Oh, he
after
went to
trading
Niners.
him.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The Houston
I
would
feel like that's
Houston's
stupid.
not
The
going to go
Bills would-
receiver though.
Bills
Oh,
would
the
never
Bills
do
would.
that. No.
What if they did? What if they did? Oh, I'm Houston.
Well, the thing is, they don't want another Diggs persona kind of deal. And I know they're going more based off of like what Mahomes is doing. Like if you're open, I'll throw to you kind of deal. Just get yourself open.
Mahomes throws guys open. Mahomes is that good that he just throws people open. I'm Houston. I don't know why I'm all these teams with like these super low picks. Houston goes again. This is now their pick because they used Minnesota's pick earlier. Who would I draft for them earlier? Peyton Wilson. Oh. Don't need end, right? Just spent a ton of money in the offseason and then drafted
With
pick 3 last
Danielle
year.
and
They just got Daniil Hunter. He won Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Danielle
I
Hunter.
think
Oh,
that. No.
thought that was TJ. No, it wasn't TJ. Was it?
CJ Stroud. No, Texans. No, I think Texans had offensive and defensive player of the years last year. CJ Stroud definitely won
Rookies.
offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
So they had both. And then you spent not Zadarius Smith. Oh my god. Big money there. You'd think you're good for weapons, obviously. Decent amount of money to this O-line. Corner might be somewhere you look at. You want to pair a guy next to Derek Stingley. I think TJ Tampa's not a terrible pick here. San Francisco 49ers, again, have basically 2 picks back to back. This is their Buffalo pick. So Niners were able to get 4 seconds in this draft because they traded Ayuk to Buffalo. They got a second next year. They traded back with Vegas, who Vegas basically had 2 picks back to back. They're going to walk away with 4 first-round picks there. Ricky Parashall, Jack, and Zach Frazier. And let's stop the bleeding from losing Brandon Ayuk. Let's get best slot guy in this draft. At rank 90, he's a steal in that really late 3rd round. I think he is the best receiver on this board, honestly. Other than Jermaine Burton, who's a super risk. I'm a big Jermaine Burton fan, but Malik Washington. Look at this. Top receiving grade in the class, 2.6 drop rate. Where are the yards? 1,300 yards last season. 9 touchdowns. This guy's an animal. First in forced missed tackles. Second in slot catches. First in slot yards in all of college football. Malik Washington's a top 60 player in this draft. Don't be scared because he's small. We've seen these guys work. Look at Tank Dell. Look at size doesn't matter that much anymore. You can scheme guys to get open. Detroit's on the board.
Detroit.
Drafted Chop Robinson in the 1st round.
And we're gonna take Cooper.
Cooper Beebe, guard, Kansas State. Solid pick there. Cooper Beebe's pretty good. Baltimore.
Who is
First round.
Baltimore?
I'm Baltimore.
Trade.
I mean, what team?
With the
Yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah, I don't think the Ravens are like desperate for anybody here. So yeah, you could trade up.
I know who the Chargers want.
Yeah, I don't. Here. No.
What do you want to do?
Give you 62 for 69 and 140.
Ryan. Ryan's that
I
good?
think. Yeah.
All right.
Chargers are taking Roman Wilson here.
Yep. 2
After all, he slid back way too far.
2 Michigan players. Blake Corum, Roman Wilson. They now have 2 wide receivers for their team, too. They lost 2, they got 2. They got a running back. Building on Herbert, fine. I think if that happens, they already have their left tackle. Solidified left tackle of the future, too. Niners are on the board again. Just went Malik Washington. Earlier, they drafted center. I think here, they go tackle. Trent Williams getting older. Go Blake Fisher. Big guy out of Georgia. Great starter. Going to be a great player. Finally, the Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock.
Who's left out, wide out.
Left it wide out. Do you think the Chiefs double dip receiver? I know they traded up for Adonai Mitchell. Malachi Corley, Jermaine Burton, Devontae Walker, Javon Baker, Johnny Wilson, Millen. Still a bunch of good receivers. Again, this is the best receiving class of all time, I think.
Kieran.
Like everyone. He is still on the board. Yep. They go Kieran Amagaji? Yeah.
Here we go.
Kieran Amagaji goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not done with our 2-round mock draft. Right here. I go full screen, and I can't go full screen. Well, I can't even go full screen for the picture of the first round.
No, that's fine.
I'm
I have,
streaming it.
Go ahead. Go for the first round.
Just the
And
full.
then switch different.
Okay. The full first round. And then we'll just go pretty slowly. I think this is a pretty interesting draft. I think the way we did it went really cool. We had a lot of trades going down. People going for players they wanted. Other people got their guys sniped. I think some of the
A
team
lot
did
of my
really
guys
well.
went sniped. Yeah.
I think if the Niners manage something like this, they could definitely see themselves going back to the Super Bowl. They got the trade. They got 2 trade downs, or they get the trade down in the Ayuk trade. 2 receivers out of it. They got Zach Frazier out of it. Niners had a really good draft. I also really like what the Eagles did in the first round. I think this top 6, top 7, it's chalk, but it's probably what's going to happen. 3 receiver. If no one trades up, 3 receivers right before that, 3 quarterbacks. Joe Alt at 7. I think that's chalk. That's probably how it's
I
going to be.
think Minnesota sells the farm for Drake May, though. That's the thing.
You think they're really like Drake May?
I think they're in love with him, yeah.
Mm.
Because
Well,
I know
we'll go-
Patriots are just like they just said they're open for business, and I know that they really like McCarthy or May, but I think their upside is May on everything. So they're gonna give him receivers to throw to. So
Yeah. Well, and
personally,
May
I think McCarthy's a better fit overall, but
May succeeds significantly more in Minnesota, where Sam Darnold can start the first 8-10 weeks of the season, potentially a whole season.
mhm.
Like if you're the Vikings and you're like 7-4, 7-5 with Sam Darnold, you're not going to risk starting Drake May. You're not going to risk his development, right? Unless they're
Plus,
unless Sam Darnold.
I was confused with the Atlanta trade because I know there's nobody between 8 and 11 that is gonna want a quarterback.
You'd be scared of someone else trading up. It'd be to stop Denver, right? Because Denver would probably also want to trade there. It'd be to stop a team like the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders. They just have the easiest job trading up, right? Because I do think there's a pretty big drop off after JJ McCarthy. Because say you have your division rivals trade up, not division rivals. That's Raiders, or say you do have the Raiders trade up from 15, or from 13, or from 12. Then you traded for these 2 first round picks, and then you're getting a guy like Bo Nix. You look kind of silly if you don't get one of these top 4 quarterbacks if you're Minnesota. And I think that trade up there is just security, right? They might have lost 2 firsts, but they still retained a second later in the draft, which is something that I think was good for them. They were still able to get JJ, which again, I don't love Bo Nix. Like when I was
He's a
doing
game
that
manager.
yeah. Like when I was doing that at pick 13 with the Raiders, and it's like you have Gardner Minshew, like it's whatever. You wait to pick 31 to get Penix. I think this is a really good draft.
But
I think
the Bills technically got like an upgrade in safety. It's not like an actual guy to develop in safety, and they got Ayuk and a new first round pick next year. So
Yep.
Yeah, I would actually be hyped if that was the Bills' first 2 rounds. That would be so exciting. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
they're not gonna get Ayuk in real life though.
no, I'd love it.
They don't want a persona again. They don't want another persona.
See,
They
this
would
draft
probably take
who would they
if
take?
anything, they would take McConkey at 28 because
I don't like McConkey at 28 for the Bills.
I don't like it either, but that's the Bills pick right there, if anything. Well, no, they would take because I know
Troy
they like
Franklin.
Worthy and Coleman.
I don't
and
like
Troy
Worthy in the
Franklin, but
first
if
round.
Franklin's
I'd rather take Worthy over McConkey, but I don't like him in the first round either.
he's 165, he's gonna get bodied. He's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
The thing about this draft, I think
But
this draft
I know
is
with
I think
the Bills visits, they draft people they visit with. It could be Coleman. It could be a lot.
Yeah. But I think this draft is so good. Like looking outside of this top 2 rounds, like I don't think there's many teams where you look at it and you're like, we had a bad draft. I think that's just because of how good this draft class is. You look at the Chiefs. Look at not Chiefs. You look at the Chargers at 37. You're like, what the hell are we doing? Honestly, that it might happen.
No,
Problem is
they take Blake Corum's a lot better. Like with the teams that see flashy. What's it called? Like he was the workhorse in Michigan. He's gonna want a workhorse running back. He knows that. God, Harbaugh knows that he's not gonna be there after pick 40.
I think he will be. Personally, I don't think he's
unless you switch the Wilson and Corum right there if he's still there, but he's not going to be there. It's the smart move, and then they trade up to get Wilson if he falls.
because I think he's my running back 4 or 5. So I had Jonathan Brooks at 1, and then I have Jalen Wright at 2, and then Trey. Oh no, Trey Benson. Trey Benson might be running back 1. I don't know. It's
go back up to because he's
Trey
213. But like
it's Trey Benson, Jonathan Brooks.
He's another Josh Jacobs. I think he's a Josh Jacobs kind of player overall. And in that new Chargers system with Harbaugh at helm, he's gonna want that bell cow running back that he already can trust. You know what I mean?
No, Harbaugh is definitely going to be the guy that drafts him early. Like he's not a top 2 round pick unless he goes there. Right?
I think Dallas would love Corum. He's another Zeke kind of deal, but a little less athleticism. But he's another big boy.
I would prefer Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks is the guy that doesn't have a whole lot of tread on him. But the thing is, like, the way college has been working, like these running backs, like you don't want to draft the workhorses that workhorsed out of college, because if you have, a 400 carry, 500 carry college career, you already have damage on you, right? You already have wear and tear on you. You're gonna get hurt earlier in the season. That's why a guy like Saquon gets hurt so much, because he was the bell cow carrying Penn State. That's why these Bama running backs don't get hurt as much, because the Bama running backs all split their carries. None of them have 500, 600 attempts. Like 250, 258. He had 248 carries in 2022 and played 12 games.
I think they still
like, get a whole lot of yards.
Like running backs in college who have over 400 don't do so well in the. They do well, but not for as long.
Right? Yeah.
I still think they're taking Corum no matter what, though. They need a running back after Eckler left.
But Corum,
and they want to change the system.
This is the thing. How are you not elusive and don't get yards after contact? Is your O-line that good? Are you that good behind your O-line? If you're not elusive and you don't get yards after contact.
It's not ball carrier vision. It's the vision and just... He's another Josh Jacobs.
Do the Chargers have such a good O-line that you can succeed with a guy that just is a vision guy?
Dude, he's a muscle hamster. Trust me.
How are you a muscle hamster when you get 2.4 yards after contact? You're near the bottom of college football in yards after contact.
I think he's getting taken though. Maybe not at 37, but he's getting taken by the Chargers. They're going to trade up for both Michigan guys.
Chargers are going to take him because Jim Harbaugh wants.
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, do the Chargers trade Miami for running back?
Nah.
Like them.
They have a bunch of running backs.
All right, I'm gonna get going. I gotta sleep.
The Chargers definitely just draft Michigan. Like, how does this not look better? Jackson, just look at this. Top zone grade, top rushing grade, top 75% gap grade, top elusiveness grade, nearly 4 yards after contact. Someone that only played one season.
What's
As
his
a starter.
size?
6 foot 270.
22. I think Harbaugh would still stick with.
Yeah, because he coached at Michigan. That's the only reason why.
Zach, I know. That's what I'm saying. Harbaugh wants a bell cow. He will draft a bell cow no matter how stubborn he is.
No, he wants to draft former Michigan players.
Well, it dabble do you with a bit of both there.
Like, I bet he goes Trevor Keaton and Zach Zinter. Honestly. He wants to rebuild this O-line with both of these guys. And then, honestly, he'll just draft Roman Wilson at pick 5. He'll trade back in the second to get Mike Sanders still. And then he'll just have Michigan.
Hmm.
Roman Wilson's
Alright.
not going to get picked at pick 5.
I want to go.
Yep. All right, that's it
It's
for the
like-
video then, guys. Yep. We got Ryan. I don't know what Ryan's talking to.
Are we gonna do?
Ryan's been yapping this whole time with someone else.
I'm muted. Don't worry about it.
What do you want to do?
Are we gonna do a like tier list of just video?
Yeah, we should do it after the draft. We can like talk about every team's draft and then heroes for the teams.
Yeah.
All right, we can do it next week.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Yep. All right.
Alright,
See you guys.